Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Being in business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters. Unlike those guys, we take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you know and trust, and will even match those guys.
At Ryan Buick GMC, we treat every day like game day.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen, on 2. Ready?
We know how to get you in the right vehicle.
Canyons, and hut, hut.
From the test drive to the handoff, we make every step easy. This season, start your drive at Ryan Buick GMC.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. Today, we give you the power to grow your ideas by building meaningful relationships in the communities we serve. Because it's the same place we started. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
this one's usually fun. Minot, Bottineau. Talk about an old school rivalry and hated foes separated by about an hour and a half. A rivalry that dates back to the 1970s, back when Bottineau had dominance. Hasn't been that way for quite a few years as Minot has had the lion's share of the victories in this WDA rivalry showdown. However, it could be a good one here tonight when the 2-11-1 Bottineau-Rug Braves enter the Pepsi Ring to take on the 13-3 Minot United. I'm Nick Holbrook. Thanks for joining us for the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Locations at Minot and Bismarck. It's a quick 15-minute drive-through oil change. You can't beat it at Valvoline. It's quick, convenient. They do a fantastic job at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. How could it be a good one when we have the records of 2-11-1 versus 13-3? You might think that I'm out to lunch on saying that. However, I think Bottineau might be a little bit sneakier than some people might recognize. In those 11 losses on the season, 7 of them have been 1-goal hockey games, and 3 of them have been 2-goal hockey games. So they've been in every game they've been in on the year. Their most recent loss, well, not so much. Grafton Park River spanked them 9-1. However, it's a Bottineau team that does have some depth. They've got some scoring. Goaltending's a question mark coming in, but big-time players show up in big-time scenarios. And tonight for the Braves, this is a big-time scenario and a big-time game against the number 1 team inside of the WDA in the conference. Minot's 10-1. In the conference for Bottineau Rugby, they're 1-9. It's a Magi team or a Minot North, Minot High, Minot United team that suffered their first loss in conference play of the year back on the 15th, so 5 days ago against Legacy, 3-2 right here in this same arena. How do they play tonight? How do they respond after a loss inside of the WDA? Well, we're going to find out in a short order here tonight. This is always a fun matchup when the Braves and Minot come together. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Locations in Minot and Bismarck. It's quick, it's convenient, 15-minute drive-through oil change. I just wait right in the car. Eat my lunch, check my emails at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. The Lundins have been proudly taking care of people for over 25 years. It's Valvoline and the Instant Oil Change that brings you tonight's pregame show for the showdown inside of WDA hockey. What's on the line tonight? Quite a bit, really, when you look at the standings presented by Ryan Family Dealerships. DriveRyan.com. Browse their massive inventory online. It's Ryan Family Dealerships. Let's start on the east side of the state. Red River, Central, and Cheyenne have had a 3-horse race all year out there on the east side of North Dakota. Cheyenne shuffled from the top spot down to number 3. That's because Red River's improved to 7-3 in the conference. Grand Forks Central dropping to 7-0-1. Fargo North in the hunt. Devils Lake in the hunt. Really the hunt right now for North, Devils Lake, and Davies is really for that number 3 spot. If things continue to go the way that they have been at the top of the ladder between the Riders, the Knights, and the Mustangs. On the west side of the state, where we have our attention focused tonight, number 1 versus number 9. And again, like I said in the open here tonight, don't let those numbers fool you tonight. I don't think that it's a runaway train scenario by any means tonight. Yes, Minot is favored. There's no doubt about it. You'd have to be completely out to lunch not to think that United is the favorite coming in here tonight, but it might be closer than some people think, and I give Bottineau a chance in this hockey game, no doubt about that. In between Minot and Bottineau, you've got a log jam and a lot happening here. Legacy, the number 2 team right now with 29 points after their win over Minot just the other night. They've won 10 straight. Mandan at number 3, Jamestown at number 4, Century at 5, Bismarck at 6. Kind of strange to see Century and Bismarck that far down the ladder. However, Troy Olsen's got his Patriots trending in the right direction. Bismarck starting to come back to the map a little bit. Good to see the Demons program on the up and up. Williston number 7, Dickinson number 8. By the way, tonight, Dickinson's at Legacy. Brock Widener and Mario Lamoureux have the call of that one for you on the PSP network. Hayes and Beulah down in the bottom of the barrel, 0-8 inside of the WDA here this year. Speaking of that game tonight on the PSP network with Legacy and Dickinson. Here's the other matchups tonight. There's some marquee matchups in boys basketball taking place, getting close to tip-off of those boys games right now. Dickinson and Bismarck, that's two top 5 ranked teams in AA basketball in the state of North Dakota. Mandan and Minot High on the airwaves right now with Dallas Hansen and Owen Patterson. That's a doozy tonight as well in WDA hoops, boys and girls. We had a girls hockey matchup just a few moments ago. Williston handed Minot their lunch. It was 9-1 when it was all said and done. Jonas Nelson, the Legends, on the call tonight. He's got Jamestown at Minot North. The rest of the week, tomorrow you've got Prime Time, brought to you by Spas Accenture and Magic City Home Leisure, along with AE Construction Management. Tomorrow night, 7:30, live from the PSP studios. Then on Thursday, wrestling returns to the air on PSP. Jamestown's at Minot for girls and boys WDA wrestling, and girls basketball. Bottineau is at DLB in a Class A matchup. Jonas Nelson has the call of that early Thursday matchup at 6 p.m. as well. And then Friday, more action on the PSP network. By more, I mean quite a bit. RA Deemers and Velva in Class B basketball. That's a big one. Minot's at Dickinson and boys hockey. Williston's at Minot North and girls and boys basketball. Minot High's at Legacy. That's a marquee matchup. But the one everyone's looking forward to this week and on Friday night, Century and Bismarck play number 1 against number 2 inside of AA boys high school basketball. And by the way, the girls matchup, that should be worth the price of admission as well, coming up on Friday night. We're going to dive further into this matchup here this evening. We'll look around the state at the top producers in North Dakota as far as the scoring is concerned. We'll look at the top goaltenders as well, and then we'll have some more specifics of this showdown as Minot United welcomes in Bottineau-Rug the Braves for a WDA hockey matchup here on the PSP Network.
We started with small beginnings. And just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. Today, we give you the power to grow your ideas by building meaningful relationships in the communities we serve. Because it's the same place we started. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride.
Being in business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters, unlike those guys. We take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you know and trust, and will even match those guys.
Hi, Larson.
What's up, guys?
What you doing?
Just helping out with the local food drive, looking for some more donations. What are you guys up to?
We're helping too. Look what we collected.
Well done. That's the spirit.
That's because we're building character.
You guys are characters, all right.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Giving back to the community is one of the guiding principles at First Western Bank.
First Western. You can bank on us.
Bottineau and Minot United and WDA hockey tonight on the PSP Network. Welcome back into the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Valvoline Instant Oil Change locations in Minot and Bismarck. Quick 15-minute drive-through oil change. Can't beat it at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Well, we talk about how this one could be a sleeper tonight, maybe in a sense. 7 one-goal games on the year for Bottineau and their 11 losses. 3 more of those games 2-goal games. They've been in every contest they've been in this entire year except their last one against Grafton Park River. And Minot United coming in, they were on a heater, a 13-game win streak before Legacy beat them 3-2 just the other night. What do we get here in this showdown? We're going to break it down further in just a moment. Nick Holberg on the call tonight. Matt Morelli will join me in just one moment here. Let's look at the top scorers in the state of North Dakota, presented by Bones Barbecue Sauce, true North Dakota original. It's good on everything. Bones Barbecue Sauce brings you the top 10 in the state. Bennett Benson having a year, 45 points in 14 games. That's a pretty good number right now for the young man from West Fargo, Cheyenne. Out west, Harrison Johnson, 38 points for him, number 2 in the state. Caden Ulmer from Red River, 32 points, number 3 in the state in scoring. Weston Strami from Devil's Lake, then Wyatt Manson. Other East Region players at 32 and 30 points on the year. And then you find Heath Frickman at number 6 from the WDA and Ben Garley at number 8 inside of the West Region. How about the goaltenders, the kids that are stopping the pucks? Luke Richardson gets the call tonight. Minot High goes back with them. Minot North goes back with them tonight. Minot United goes back with them tonight. I don't know if I'll ever get used to not calling them the Match High or Minot North here. We're doing our best with it. The United goaltender has been good, 93.6% on the year. In the save percentage category of the 1.1 goals against average. Cooper Anderson having a good year for the Mandan Braves. Parker Roars from Dickinson climbing his way up into the top 3. Leif Hansen from Jamestown into the top 4. Weston Nielsen from Grand Forks Central climbing his way up as well into the top 5. There's your top goaltenders. Brought to you by the Goalie Glove Guy. If you're a goaltender, you need to visit the Goalie Glove Guy online and see what he does to take your mitts from bricks to butter. It's the Goalie Glove Guy bringing you the top goaltenders in the state. I'm going to bring in my good friend and broadcast partner, former Minot High standout, former University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux, Mr. Matt Morelli. We always get up for Bottineau and Minot, don't we? What is it about this rivalry that is so intriguing to you? Is it the big school, little school mentality, the David versus Goliath that sometimes shows out, or is there more that dates back for you all the way back to your playing days in the 80s when Bottineau was a pretty relevant opponent, it seemed, every single year?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's that big, it's a lot bigger program. The city's bigger, and then you take it goes back. These games go back a long time, and you take, like you're saying, wrapping out, you're reading off the stats on their previous games. They're in them, and you know, Bottineau seems to step it up when they play Minot, even if their record isn't where they want it to be right now. They're going to play hard. They're going to play hard. They're going to come out there with a lot of energy. You can just tell they're usually pretty physical. You know, as far as depth, Minot's probably a little deeper. I mean, I think that's just normal. Minot's deeper than a lot of West Region teams, but Bottineau seems like we talk about road teams. They seem to hang around. It's an easy trip coming up from Bottineau. Can't go wrong there. They love them. A lot of these guys, they've played here a lot of times, especially get here after postseason in the summertime. So you can just, like I said, a lot of these kids are their friends. They know each other. There's a little bit of added excitement when the teams step on the ice, and that's what you want to see. You want to see good, hard play. We want their best. Then they know that Bottineau knows that they can't have too many slip-ups. So Minot will jump all over that.
They certainly will. It's Bottineau-Rugby, coached by Jesse Nostal in his 7th year. It's a Braves team, again, that's gone 1-9-1 in the conference, 2-11-1 overall on the season. For Minot United, coached by Jordan Willard and Jason Bennett with John Grubb as the assistant, they've gone 10-1 in the conference, 13-3 overall. Away from home, Bottineau's 1-7-1. They haven't fared very well on the road. Minot's been perfect almost at home, 7-1 until Legacy beat them 5 days ago. The numbers and more of the specifics of this one, let's dive into them. Presented and delivered by the UPS store, located on South Broadway in the Magic City. The UPS store for all your packing, shipping, and printing needs. It's the UPS store. Bottineau's been outscored on the year 43-59. That's 3.7 goals per game compared to the 4.21 they give up. They've been outshot on their campaign, or they've actually outshot their opponent's man on the campaign, 410-376. Penalties, they draw just about as many as they take, 38 compared to 37. It's a team that's led in scoring by Gavin Barch, 16 points for him. Peyton Getzloff has 15 on his campaign, 11 for Landon Siemens. That young man can play. There's a handful of them that can for Bottineau-Rugby. On the other side for Minot United, they're led in scoring by Oliver Thompson. 25 points for him, 21 for Easton Bradley, 11 for Tate Hagenow, 13 for Blake Holland back on the back end. He's having quite a year. Nick Christopher up front's got 17, and Cole Richardson, one of the captains on the blue line's got 12. Minot has outscored their opponent 62-29 on the season. That young man in the blue paint on your TV screen right here, Luke Richardson, one of the big reasons that Minot has a 1.81 goals against average collectively on the year. They're outscoring their opponents 3.8 to 1.81. Minot's peppered their opponents as well in the shots on goal category, 533 to 327. And again, Minot seems to be more disciplined than everybody else in the WDA right now. 59 penalties taken compared to the 71 that they've drawn. Any of those numbers really hop off the paper to you, other than Minot only giving up under 2 goals per game every night out, it seems?
Well, I think they've been. It's a mentality. You take care of your own end first. You kind of worry about that. I mean, like we talk about, you mentioned stats with the offensive production. That's great, but what's your game like in your own end? Can you be a good two-way player? I mean, I always think to players, take care of your own end first. You know you're going to get chances at the other end. But when guys make mistakes in the defensive end, they just seem like they stick out more. Where you make mistakes in the offensive zone, they kind of get overlooked. You can kind of get away with it. But when you're in your own zone, you keep making mistakes. Well, that's usually when bad things happen. And then when you start to get down to this time of the year, moving forward to the West Region tourney and then the state tournament, you just can't afford to have those slip-ups, because the teams that are solid and you're playing against these top scorers, they're gonna hurt you. And you've got to be ready for that.
They could eat you alive, without a doubt. Will anybody get eaten alive in this one tonight? I don't know about that. I think we could be in store for maybe a rock'em sock'em tilt tonight. You never know what you're going to get when these two teams match up. However, there's high anticipation of it being a good one. When we come back, we'll have our keys to the game. Brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. Andrew Goodmanson brings you the opening draw, but first we'll have a salute to our country with the Star-Spangled Banner. That all happens next on the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
God bless our servicemen and women. God bless our veterans. God bless America. The rendition of our nation's national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, tonight here at the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. Nick Kohlberg, Matt Morelli on the call for the showdown tonight as we get set and ready for the WDA matchup between Bottineau-Rugby and Minot High School. We do apologize. We've had some tech issues with this computer here tonight. We do apologize for that. We should be locked and loaded and ready to go, however, for the opening draw that's brought to you right now by our friend Andrew Goodmanson at 701 Realty. For all your real estate needs, buying or selling a home or commercial real estate, Andrew Goodmanson can help you. Checked in tonight, Matt, as he always does. Always good to hear from Goody. Sometimes it's a little more, you never know what you're going to get from him, is the thing.
He's kind of a loose cannon sometimes.
Yeah, and as Andrew Goodmanson would say, have you ever met Tommy? The giant 30-foot fiberglass turtle, that big statue. He's riding a snowmobile. Yeah, Tommy the Turtle. Love the people in Bottineau, and that's a giant turtle. Well, Goody, thanks for that. We needed that tonight. Thank you so much for the generous insights. Opening draw brought to you by 701 Realty. That is a giant turtle, isn't it?
That is big.
Minot's in white, Bottineau's in purple. Nick Kohlberg, Matt Morelli on the call. We are underway from the Pepsi Rink at Mesa. Tate Hagenow up at center will dump it into the zone and give chase after it. As Siemens is back behind his own net, high up off the glass and out to center where Lemon's got it. He'll dump it right back in. On the retrieve here for Bottineau-Rugby. Bull tried to move it up to neutral. He did. At center, it's going to be dumped down by Peyton Getzloff. 15-point year for Getzloff. This is a Bottineau team and a program that made it back to the state tournament 1 year ago, making their 17th appearance all time. And it was a year last year that I had Bottineau pegged to be one of those teams to get there because of what they had up front and their goaltending. This is a year where they could sneak in possibly again. I don't know if I'm going to put all the chips on the table like I did last year and saying that they're inside my top four currently. However, Minot is one of those teams, and it's a Minot United team that after going 25-2 last year is at the top of the ladder inside of the WDA. How does Minot respond tonight after losing to Legacy just the other night, and how much stock do you put into their bounce back after their first loss in the conference this year?
I think it was good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You reset, you get back to work the next day, and you kind of forget about it. You've got things you got to work on, and they will, and they'll get better. And sometimes that is nothing. That kind of is a little bit of a wake-up call, and better now than in the West Region tournament.
Oh, the puck comes right out in front of the net. Chance there for the Bottineau-Rugby Braves, but it was swept aside underneath the goal now. Glasner's got it here. It's going to be tied up in deep. Minot's got pressure here with Nick Christopher. It's going to come right out in front to the Minot United goal. And now some extra conversation in front to the Minot netminder. I don't think Luke Richardson liked Oliver's feet coming in that close to the blue paint.
Probably not, but that's all right. I don't think it was anything unintentional. It just kind of slipped, lost his edge a little bit.
15:29 left here in the opening period. Had some scoring issues here on our score clock tonight. Bear with us. We're aware of the issue here tonight at the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena.
Monday for the computer.
Yeah, this has been, it's been like a full moon all night. That girls game we had earlier on tonight. I was clicking on things that normally are in the broadcast setup that all of a sudden I was kind of scratching my head thinking I was on a different planet for a few.
Somebody playing a sick joke on you.
Yeah, that's what I thought maybe. At neutral ice now, the puck is going to be tied up right at the Pepsi stamp at center. Speed's got it here, and he dumps it back underneath the net. One thing's for sure, when these two programs get together, there's no lack of intensity. It seems like both teams bring their hard hat and lunch pail and attitudes into these matchups. It's been that way all the way dating back to when you were a stud for Minot High in the 80s, and before that back in the 70s. Some of the best stories of Minot High Magicians hockey involved the Bottineau Braves and the old Lumberdome.
Yeah, there was some great games. This is a good rivalry. I mean, these two teams played a lot of games, which you like to see. And Bottineau they seem to bring their best when they come. Vice versa, you go up there and play. The atmosphere is incredible. Even though the rink it's just got character. There aren't many arenas like that. Most of them are newer and more updated, but those guys. I mean, it's nice and cold in there. That ice is just lightning quick out there, and you really don't. Sometimes you don't even sweat out there. It's so cold.
Bottineau's been on the road for 9 games on the year. The rest have been at home. That means that it's going to get home heavy at the end of the year for Bottineau-Rug. In the Lumberdome, there's some home ice advantage to that venue, no doubt about it. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bottineau climb up the standings at the tail end of the year, just with the amount of home games they have remaining on their schedule.
Well, the home games will help those guys out. You get your no travel, you're sleeping in your own bed, especially at the end of the year when the points are so important.
Back into Minot's end, Richardson gives chase. His younger brother, Luke Richardson, got the call and goal tonight. You saw him on that graphic of the pregame show. He's leading the state of North Dakota in goals against with a 1.1 GAA and a .936 save percentage. He's gone 8-1 here in this campaign against the netminder tonight on the other end of the ice surface. Rowan Cheshire has played in 657 minutes on the year, Matt. He's seen 348 shots. He's given up 52 goals. 404 goals against average and an 85% save percentage, but that's a big goaltender down there wearing number 1 in purple.
Bottineau's got some good-sized guys. That's going to be a good physical. You like to see some bodies thrown around this. Throw your weight around out there.
There's some physicality on the far side wall. Comes back away into the catching mitt off the drive from Grady Glassner, looking for his 10th point of the year, but Luke Richardson made the stop with the catching mitt with 13:09 left here in the opening period. Scoreless on the BNC Bank scoreboard. BNC.bank, locations in North Dakota and Arizona. Find them online, BNC.bank. Off the draw on the blocker side of Richardson. The puck comes back away up top at the line. Now it's worked across near side. Brossard has it here, sent it towards the net. Bottom of the circle, puck bouncing there at the half wall. It's still tied up. Bottineau's back out with his feet, fires on. Oliver Speed's got 6 points on the year coming in, man. This young man is impressed early on in this hockey game with some puck touches.
For sure, it's a good shot on goal. Good play by Richardson. Come out and challenge him to take the angle away from him. He's coming in from a tough angle anyway. It's nice to see Luke come out there and challenge him and cut that shot down. That's routine saves for those guys, but they get some confidence under your belt early.
12:45 left in the opening period. Minot has not registered a shot on goal yet. Bottineau's got 3 of them. That last one didn't count, actually. 2, it was going wide of the cage, so 2 shots on goal. Puck comes back away down to Voller. Voller will send it out into neutral. Got past Slind, and then Nolan Knowles is on the retrieve. Then Slind bats it forward. That will be a hand pass. And a stop of the play that's brought to you by Planet Pizza. Proudly serving the Magic City for over 25 years. Largest laser tag playground in the region. They also have a lunch buffet Monday through Friday from 11 to 2. They have the best chicken wings in town, and they deliver 701-852-1700. It's Planet Pizza bringing you tonight's contest here on the PSP Network. Glove side of Richardson.
Did you tell Tony we're waiting for kind of a special delivery one night?
After we got the Shots Crossroads
banana cream pie
the other night. It's, you know, you just don't want to get too used to it because our diets probably won't.
No reason to spoil us.
Tony, if you're listening, we could be spoiled from time to time with the Blue Buffalo. Minot's got the puck underneath the Bottineau goal. Now it's going to be swept free out of there with a backhand. Sent up now to Siemens. Moving forward into the zone now. This is Casey Freeman with it out in front. Oh, he shoots and scores. Luke Getzlaf puts Bottineau on the board first. Third shot of the game. Finds its way in, low glove, and Bottineau-Rug takes a 1-0 lead on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Let's watch this one back on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay here, Matt. Nice dish out front to Luke Getzlaf. Play all started from Landon Siemens back in his own end with Casey Freeman. That's a good start on the road tonight for Bottineau-Rug.
Well, for sure. Anytime you can get that pop that first one, boy, that takes a little bit of breaks the ice a little bit for you. But yeah, it was a nice play. I mean, you're just a little bit of a breakdown there for Minot.
Luke Getzlaf from Siemens and Freeman. Minot back into the zone with it. Puck's going to be knocked away by Holland. By the way, on the year for Getzlaf, that's Lucas Getzlaf. That's goal number 5 on his campaign. Back the other way, another opportunity out in front. Gavin Barch was robbed there by the netminder, Luke Richardson. It was almost 2-0. Minot still hasn't registered a shot on goal yet here, Matt. 1-0 Bottineau on top with 10:55 ticking down in this opening period.
Well, I think if you're Minot, you just got to do a little bit better job defensively. You see some pressure at the far, if your defensive partner starts to feel pressure, you have to back out of the zone.
Underneath the net now for Holland. We're aware of our scoreboard issue here at the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. We'll work on getting that fixed for you folks, we promise. Out in front, Yannick Goldmouth. That one sent over the cage. Casey Freeman almost made it 2-0. Then Richardson snags it with the glove. And Bottineau-Rug off to a 6-0 shot advantage, Matt, and a 1-0 lead.
Just a little sloppy by Minot. Just get a whistle, settle down, take a deep breath, and say, "Come on, we got to get our stuff together here. It's not. We got a long game. You need to start to get the control of the puck and do a little bit better job making the easy plays."
Puck's handled here now underneath the net by Nick Christopher. Worked out from behind the cage. It's taken here by L. He's going to shuffle it off, and back at center ice, it's Siemens that will dump it right back into the catching bit of Richardson. It went, and now it's picked up here by Cole Richardson. Up to center. Gross is into the zone with it. Brady Gross moved it off ahead. Comes back away now to the Braves, and it's going to be sent up the near side wall where Christopher causing some havoc here on the forecheck. Swept out of there to the far wing from Siemens, and now it's sent right back down from Richardson. Well, you don't think the West is going to be wild this year, judging by the first 8 minutes of this hockey game? I would think that WDA tournament could be insane again this year.
Isn't that fun when it's like that?
Well, if you remember to a couple years back, Minot was at the top of the ladder. I don't think they were the 1 seed. They were either the 1 or 2 seed. They played Bottineau, and they got upended by Bottineau in that opening matchup of the WDA tournament.
That was down in Bismarck.
Yeah, that was within recent years or recent memory.
You got to be ready to play. I mean, you think you can just kind of turn the switch on and off. You're probably going to come up short.
Puck's underneath the Bottineau goal. Sent up off the glass. Back up top at the point. Held there by United. Sent out front. Slin's got it all. He tried to fire it towards the net, but it's taken here by the Braves, and they work it away now with Gavin Barch. And all the way down behind Richardson it comes. That's an icing that's brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. No other choice to seal your heating and air game. The Northern Plains Heating and Air. Call Dylan today at 222-2155. Make sure your furnace is performing at the top of its game. Northern Plains Heating and Air. 8:46 left here in the first period. Here's Bradley. High rising shot. Missed to the left of the netminder. Hagenau back behind the net. Thompson sent it out front. Oh, nobody home. Top unit out here for Minot United. Back to the point for Holland. Across it comes. Far side from the line. Sent towards the net wide. That one from Tate Thorson. At the half board. Spun out of there by Kuntz. Back underneath his own net. It's taken and sent up by Brossart. All the way back at center. Holland will wait to deliver as he spins over the Pepsi stamp at center. Into the zone. The bouncing puck rolls. Had a fun night the other night here at the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena, though the puck's turned over. Thompson got it over, trying to feed Bradley. Thompson's going to get it back now. Minot's top unit out here trying to see if they can create an opportunity. They've only registered one shot so far on goal in the game, and all of a sudden there was a chance back the other direction for Bottineau. It's going to be sent to head forward here from Getzlaff. Now dump back in from Lemon. My son Ike and I came to the Minot State game on Saturday night. Watched the #1 nationally ranked MSU Beavers. They played Midland. They're on a heater right now. Minot State continuing to impress. They had another win, a weekend sweep. But I got to spend the hockey game with Ike down by the Zamboni door, down ice level with Brandon and Larry McFall. It was fun to catch up with those guys. We had a good time, Matt.
I bet interesting conversation.
Yes, we certainly did.
The legend.
L's got it here, fires a shot towards the net. Puck's going to be worked away now on the near side wall, back up to center, then Richardson. Should have seen McFall's face when I asked him if he had a stick so I could play some ball hockey down underneath the, back near the Zamboni door. He brought over a little kid's stick, and he used the stick to point right at the sign that says absolutely no knee hockey. Here's a drive that came up. That one just missed.
I bet he wasn't too impressed.
Well, he let him play the entire time. It was fantastic. Those little guys aren't breaking anything too terribly bad.
He's having fun.
Oh, the hitting's picked up in this hockey game. Comes away now to L. Back up at center. It's going to be worked back ahead here by Bottineau-Rug, but Minot will dump it back in. They'll go off for a change with 6:20 ticking down in a quickly expiring first period. Bottineau leading by a score of 1-0 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Into the offensive zone it comes now for Bryant Bull. Took it down underneath the Minot high goal where it's picked up by Gross. Comes away to the near side wing. Shuffled off out of there by Riley Burkhart. And now it's taken at center here by Holland. And Holland's got the motor on. He'll walk in. Had the puck stripped from him. And now on the far side wall, it's taken there from Danielson. Comes back away to Holland. Tattooed it towards the net. And now Bottineau-Rug will push up to center. Here come the Braves. Right at center ice. Take it back away the other direction. Tate Thorson sent it down underneath the net. Minot will give chase again. Yeah, some of those stories from back in the day. Larry McFall and John Willard timeline when Minot hockey was started. Minot high hockey was started. There's some pretty good ones about this rivalry with Minot and Bottineau that involved the Bottineau County Sheriff.
Just gonna say there was probably some scraps, some fights going on.
That's back in the glory days where prison rules were in full effect in WDA hockey. Back up at center. Puck's taken here on the near side wall. Flipped into the corner on the blocker side of Richardson. Holland's down there to give chase. Now Slind on the near wall. Here's Slind up into the neutral ice territory. This is Schmeichel, sent it forward. Knowles takes the puck away underneath the net. Sent it out front, nobody home. Puck comes back away down to Lemon underneath the goal line. Fed it back up. Can it be held at the line? It can. Richardson turns and fires, blocked out in front of the net. Minot still with only one shot on the board. We're well over halfway through this opening period. Credit Bottineau-Rug here tonight with the way they've played early on.
No, I think they're just clogging all the shooting lanes, and they're playing real aggressive, a lot of traffic. Nobody's getting a chance to, not a lot of time and space for Minot right now.
Bottineau has mastered the game of chess on ice, if you will. If they can get out to a lead, you'll see a lot of icings coming in that third period. I'd have to think, just with the way we've seen them play in the past. Nothing wrong with that by any means. Right now, they're all right with being in a track meet with Minot United, and they've had the lion's share of the offensive chances, and they have a 1-0 lead, by the way. They're just fine with playing this way right now, especially on the road tonight at the Pepsi rink. But here comes Minot and Bradley into the zone. Bradley turns and fires high riser, missed the net. Hagenau drops it down to the corner. Back up at the line, shuffled across. Here's Voller, sent in, stick save, and up into the protective mesh it went. Stop of the play with 3:26 left in the opening period. Still 1-0. Braves on top of United.
Oh, I think it's just your Bottineau. You're off to the start. You're exactly what you want. You don't have to do anything fancy. You just keep it simple. You don't have a play. Chip it off, throw it off the glass, and get after it. Take the pressure off your own zone. That's all you need to start with until some, calm down. Some of these guys get, I'm sure they're a little nerved up coming here.
Offensive territory now for the Braves. They carry in. Nick Christopher takes it back. And underneath the net for Minot United, it was Thorson that was tattooed on that play. Delayed icing, and it will be icing here with 3:05 to play in the first. That icing brought to you by our friends at Farstead Oil. Farstead Oil, serving the region for many years. It's Farstead Oil bringing you tonight's hockey game for all your mobile lubricants and DEF needs. It's Farstead Oil. Proudly serving North Dakota, Montana, and western Minnesota since 1938. So, yeah, that's a few, huh?
Long time.
Big thanks to Farstead Oil and our friends at Verendry Electric Cooperative bringing you tonight's hockey action on the PSP Network. Offensive zone here. L sends it down underneath the net. Brady Gross has it behind the cage. Gross looking out with it. Now he goes back over to L on the half wall, far side. Gross back in after it. One-on-one drill down in the corner. Minot's got the puck. Christopher sent it towards the net, sailed it wide. Back on the retrieve for Bottineau. Siemens tried to poke it free. Up to Lucas Getzloff. He's got the game's lone goal right now. Puck comes back away now. It's going to be a 2-on-2 drill into the zone. Here's a drive off the catching mitt it went, and then the shot was turned aside by the D-man over on the far wing as it comes back up to the line for Holland. We are down to 2:10 to play here in the opening period. We promise we'll try to get the scoring situation fixed for you folks here at the period break. 2 on the dot now to play in the first. Still 1-0. Bottineau-Rug on top. As into the zone they carry with it. This is Beckman. Cooper Beckman sends it down, and now giving chase here for Minot United, and picking it up is Theodore Manuel. To Voller, hard off the glass to center. Right back in. A game of ping pong ensues with 80 seconds left here in the opening period. His feet underneath the net. You don't see many numbered 97s in North Dakota high school hockey.
Not really.
He stood out tonight not just because of the number early on. Oh, there's a big hit on the near side wall on the wrong end of that. United was slid, then in with a drive. Minot United's on the board. We got a tied hockey game. Let's watch this one back on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Knowles, Schmeichel, Nolan Knowles on the doorstep, tucks it home, and we're tied at 1.
Oh, it's kind of a bad break for Bottineau. He just kind of, I think he lost track of the puck and it just kind of, I don't know, he misplayed it or just thought it was going a different way, and it's kind of easy tap in for Knowles there.
5th of the year for Nolan Knowles. Schmeichel's got the assist. And it's a 1-1 game on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Here with 1:02 left.
1 minute remaining in the period.
In the opening period. To center now we go. Brian Bull moves it ahead. Thompson. Back to Bradley. Thompson in with it. Oh, Thompson ridden hard down into the corner on the wrong end of that hit, as well as Carson Coleman got into Thompson. Knowles from Schmeichel and Landon Slins in on that assist. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, Slins started that whole play up at center ice before he was tattooed, where he got it off to Schmeichel. Then Knowles and Schmeichel went down and tucked it in to tie the game at 1-1. Off the draw, here's Bradley. Fired it towards the net, went just a bit wide. Now Lemon underneath the goal. Here's Thompson with it. Works it back up now to Richardson. Tried to drop it down to the corner, back to Thompson. Taken away here by the Braves. All right, kids, get ready to count them down. We're at 20 seconds to play in the opening period. Richardson pokes it free on the near side wall. Tried to clear it up to Thompson. Couldn't. Loose in the slot. Now it's taken away here by Richardson up to center ice. Cut him down. We're at 7, now 6, now 5, now 4, now 3. Out in front, right into the blue paint and wins. Hagenau was on the doorstep.
Wow, almost tucked it in there.
Well, we've got ourselves a hockey game tonight at the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. Jerome's Collision Center. First intermission report comes up next here on the PSP Network. 1-1 after 1. Presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
Every football fan has their Sunday routine. Maybe it's setting your lineup, firing up the grill, or claiming your spot on the couch. But the center of every Sunday is the drive. The morning drive home before kickoff. The drive to your buddy's watch party. Wherever you're headed, we can take you there.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Breathe in.
I can't believe I wrecked my car.
There's some things in life we can't control. But what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
1-1 at the end of one period played. Welcome into Jerome's Collision Center intermission report. Jerome's Collision Center proudly taking care of residents in Minot and the surrounding area all the way back since 1975, located on North Hill in Minot. It's Jerome's Collision Center bringing you our first intermission report. Nick Holberg, Matt Borelli here on the game reset here on the PSP network. Shots are 6-4. Scores 1-1. Pretty good hockey game so far between old-time rivals and hated foes, Bottineau and Minot. Matt, your overall takeaway in that opening period, Bottineau came out with a pretty solid game plan, didn't they?
I think so. It was good. That's a good start for Bottineau. You anytime you can get on the board early on the road against Minot, it's a good start. I think you don't think you really change a whole lot if you're Bottineau, other than bear down on some chances. They had a couple nice chances. They had another breakaway too that Richardson made a big save on. So if you're Bottineau, you keep being aggressive. Don't change a thing other than just clean things up in your own zone a little bit and have a little bit better, smoother play coming out of your own zone. That first pass is so important. It's got to be a good, crisp pass and get out of the zone. And because you don't want to. I don't think Bottineau wants to get into a shootout with Minot. That's probably not their game plan.
Yeah, track meet's not what they're looking for here tonight. However, they were looking for this. Looking at the highlights, brought to you by Ryan Family Dealerships. DriveRyan.com. How about that nifty play? Getzlaff from Siemens and Freeman. That made it a 1-0 hockey game in favor of Bottineau-Rugby. Now, like I said, we've had issues with this thing all night here tonight. There we go. Let's try this. Here's a goal for Minot United. Nolan Knowles from Schmeichel. That play all started in the neutral ice zone from Slind. And those are the two goals to report here in the hockey game. That puts the score to 1-1. Again, shots are 6-4 favoring Bottineau. No power plays in that opening period. That means nobody got a power play goal. Schedule for this week on the PSP Network. Join us tomorrow night for prime time at 7:30. Bryce Gutnick, Dallas Hansen, Owen Patterson in the PSP studio. Guests in studio tomorrow. Coach Brown will be in attendance tomorrow night, and others on the PSP Network. Should be a fun night tomorrow on PSP's prime time. This week's Player of the Week nominees are up. Brought to you by Minot State University, the Aggie Foundation, and Ryan Family Dealerships. It's all hoopsters this week. A couple fellas on here. Cameron Wolf, he's a stud for the Dickinson Mavericks. Speaking of studs, have you seen Gibson Kinnebrew, the Century standout? He's a living highlight reel, my friend. There was 3 slam dunks from him in the first half alone the other night. He had a 30-point performance. The young ladies up for the award this week. Mimi McAllister, she's a baller from Mandan. Emma Jones breaking records at Glenburg. And Maggie Fricke is back. And I don't know if I'd say better than ever, but she's back full strength, or at least getting there now. And that might have high girls team is going to be tough to compete with the number 1 team in the state of North Dakota. All those players are up for this week's Player Performance of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Aggie Foundation, Ryan Family Dealerships, and Minot State University. Let's go to the X's and O's of this one, Matt. Back to this contest here tonight. If you're Jordan Willard, Jason Bennett, and John Grubb, what do you think your big message in the room right now would be to Minot United, who's tied here 1-1 at the end of one period?
I think you just got to settle down a little bit. Minot's play their game. You, like you're saying, you came off a little bit of a stinger last week with Legacy. That's nothing to panic about. You just come out, you're at home, play your style. I think Minot's got to get back to just moving the puck a little quicker, a little more sharp, be a little more focused, because you know they're going to get chances. You're not going to keep Minot to 4 shots a period for 2 more. They're going to be starting to get a lot. They're going to start to get warmed up and get a feel going, but they've got to start getting guys to the net. You got to crash the net. That's where the garbage is. They almost popped one there right at the end. They're just throwing it in front of the net, and you know, strange things happen with the puck. You just sometimes you never know. You're a goal, you know what it is. You think you got it under control, and it takes a funny bounce. It goes off somebody, hits a stick, skate, and next thing you know, it's in the back of the net. So you can't. There's no reason to get frustrated. You've got 2 full periods to go, and you just, like you said, the depth has got to come into play. Roll all your lines, get the pucks down deep behind the Bottineau defenseman and work them, get more physical. I think Minot needs to step up their physical play a little bit. Bottineau's got some good-sized kids out there, which is great. They love to see it, but Minot's got to. I think you got to start equaling the physicality, like you said. If you're Jesse Nostal, you have to be happy with 1-1 at the end of one. Seems like their game plan to get off the bus and hit Minot in the mouth seemed to work out. You change anything? No. I think you keep rolling. I think Bottineau, you don't have to do anything fancy. Keep the game simple. Sometimes they don't always look pretty, or you're taking some icings and things like that. You're throwing it off the glass, and sometimes they go the length of the ice. That's the great thing about high school hockey. You can make a change. You don't have to. The guys don't get. They can change because it's high school hockey. So a lot of times you need that whistle. Get some fresh bodies out there. It calms. A line change is a calming effect. You need to get some different guys out there. That line that's having trouble, something's not working. It's time to get a different group out, and it's obviously people that are rested, and that's okay. As I said, you're Bottineau. Hey, not bad. You outshot Minot. You need to start. They missed the net a few times, so it's like keep pouring the shots on, and good things will happen.
Good things will happen. What are the good things to happen to the second? We'll find out when we come back. 1-1 at the end of one. Let's put a cap on our Jerome's Collision intermission report. It's North Dakota High School Hockey and WDA play from the Pepsi rink at Mason Arena tonight. Second period is next here on the PSP Network.
Time for this week's PSP Network Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation, Ryan Family Dealerships, and Minot State University. Congratulations to this week's nominees on Big Time Games. The votes are in, and this week's Player Performance of the Week belongs to... Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms, and watch for next week's Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation, Ryan Family Dealerships, and Minot State University. PSP Network, it's game day.
The Aggie Foundation is a 501c3. Our mission is to really help out the communities that allow us in for charitable gaming.
We are so thankful for Aggie Foundation for giving us the $2,500.
I can't thank the Aggie Foundation enough for what they've done.
Aggie Foundation has been just a great partner for our community.
Some of these programs wouldn't be able to continue on without funding from programs like this.
We're always looking.
Sometimes life gets messy and accidents happen. Some days, even your best intentions turn into unexpected disasters. Other days, a little guesswork leads to a lot of cleanup. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
Banking is some of the most important things in your life, and banking at the right bank is very important. We're really proud of our bank because we have great people, and our people are what make our bank go. We always want to treat our customers right and do the best job we can for them, and try to do things to help make our communities better.
You've worked hard, saved well, and invested wisely. Whether it's paying for a child's education, taking the family trip you've dreamed of, giving back to the community, or funding a confident retirement, we can help you reach your goals. We are passionate about helping you make smart decisions about your spending and saving so you can feel confident about the future while enjoying life today. Together, we can design a personalized plan that takes into account your short and long-term needs and wants, but is flexible enough to adjust as your life changes.
Not everyone starts their day at the same time or in the same way. But no matter when or how, Ferendry Electric Cooperative is there to help power every moment of it in countless ways. Because whenever it starts, one thing is certain: we never stop. Ferendry Electric Cooperative is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, your source for power and information.
What's up, guys?
What you doing?
Just helping out with the local food drive, looking for some more donations. What are you guys up to?
We're helping too. Look what we collected.
Well done, that's the spirit.
That's because we're building character.
You guys are characters, all right.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Giving back to the community is one of the guiding principles at First Western Bank.
First Western, you can bank on us.
Time for the second frame here on the PSP Network. Nick Holbert, Matt Morelli on the call. Minot's in white, Bottineau is in purple. We promised you we'd work on that scoreboard at the intermission. We did. We thought we had it corrected. We will keep you updated as we go. Thanks for bearing with us. Thanks to BNC for bringing you the scoreboard here tonight on the PSP Network. 1-1 at the end of one. Time for the second, and here we go. Good first period of play, Matt. No doubt about that.
Oh, real good.
Oh, the puck ends up on the tape of the Bottineau Braves. Back in behind the Minot High goal. Lucas Getzloff had it there as the puck stuck on the water next to the net. Puck comes back away on the near side wing. Now Thompson's got it here. Thompson fires it across and goes down. Back in behind, Bradley scrumming for it in the offensive zone, but it's taken here by Freeman, and Casey Freeman just throws it out to center. Oh, Freeman was tattooed. Cole Richardson got the best of him on the far side wall. Physicality would certainly be a part of that conversation, maybe for Minot United in between the first and the second. Bottineau probably had the lion's share of the physical play in that first period. Rolling puck comes all the way down, icing waved off. Down to 15:54 to play here in the second. Bottineau-Rug back to the other end of the ice surface on the rush. Barch will fire in. Stop is made from Richardson. Now a drive came in. That one sailed just wide. Comes back up into the neutral ice territory. Minot's back in with it. Here's Brady Gross with it. Fires it. Hit traffic of the D-man. Seaman's got the stick in the way of that one, and it's underneath the net now where it comes up top here to Holland. Holland shuffled it down into the corner. Oh, hello. Michael L. had a bone-crushing hit there as he got into Carson Coleman. But there's a call on the ice surface, and conversations continuing between purple and white on the ice surface here. Here's the call. 2 minutes for interference on Michael L.
L's about half his size. You know, that's the thing sometimes. Interference is, a lot of times guys aren't expected to get hit. You just have to, sometimes you just got to let up. That's a tough call. A lot of them are close.
Well, like you always say, though, Matt, the old school hockey mentality, if you're going to take a penalty, you might as well make them feel it.
Well,
I think he certainly did there.
Get your money's worth.
Interference the call. Serve Pro Power Play makes its first appearance tonight, and it's on the side for Bottineau. Their power play coming in at 10.5% on the season, a number that Jesse Nostal would like to see risen here, especially in this hockey game against the #1 team in the West region. Puck over to the far side, fired on, they scored! Siemens tucks it through the wickets. And a Serve Pro Power Play goal as Bottineau up 2-1.
I think actually Glasner actually tipped that, redirected it. Either way, good low shot by Bottineau, and your Minot, you know, sometimes those penalties, like I said, you can go either way. You hate to say that's a bad penalty because a lot of times they're close. It's judgment calls, and we don't get on the refs, but you Minot, you just have to find ways to kill them. You just got to stay out of the box.
Good call, Matt. That was Glasner picking up goal number 4 on the season. Siemens is going to get credit with the assist. Let's listen in the official call from Duffy Dobeck. Well, they say it was Getzloff and Barsh setting up Siemens, but Glasner definitely tipped that puck out front.
I think so, yeah. They'll correct it.
After a look at it on the Ryan Family Dealerships instant replay, I think you were correct.
Either way, if you're Bottineau, you're not too fussy who gets it, just as long as it's going in the net.
Power play goal. I was just talking about a 10.5 power play percentage on the season for Bottineau, one of the lowers inside of North Dakota high school hockey in the West region. Ideally, you want that number floating around 20% if you can get it there. That's a pretty high ratio, though, at 20% even at that.
Well, either way, your first power play to score, you're up. It's a good start.
2-1, Braves are on top. Down to 13:40 to play here. In the second, puck's turned over, right back in. Hard shot came in on goal. Caden Bristol almost picked up his 3rd of the year off the shoulder of Richardson, and out of play it went.
Well, I think if you're a minus defenseman, you've just got to make up your mind a little quicker. You've got time with the puck, but you're taking a little too long to decide what you're going to do. And Bottineau's just pressuring. They're a little more aggressive. I think getting there quicker than the Minot defensemen are planning on, and they're coughing up the puck, and you're starting to get it's getting risky, especially when you're 15 feet inside your own blue line. You can't turn the puck over like that.
Hagenau fired the shot on net. Stop is made. Nice job from Cheshire in this hockey game. Hard not to think about how good Bottineau would be this year if they still had Mason Linus in the goal paint, the netminder from last year that went on to higher level of hockey before he aged down to the high school ranks. That young man may be one of the better goaltenders that I've seen in the WDA in quite some time. He took Bottineau to a state tournament last year. He had some saves that made the goalie glove guy highlight reel at the end of the season, no doubt about that. Goaltending such a factor. Linus was one of the better to ever come through the Bottineau program. There's been a few of them up there. Our good friend Pete Fisk is one that comes to mind from the early 90s. Remember how good he was in the goal paint?
Well, we talk about Pete. I think we talked about earlier in the past that he was such a good goalie, but he was also a really good skater when he went out, because he would sometimes games he wouldn't play goal. He'd skate out and say, "Can I play?" And then they'd okay. Not many goalies can play a forward or defenseman, so they're like, "Listen, buddy, stick in goal. That's about where you need to be."
Well, when you're doing that at the high school level, that's one thing, but when you're in the lineup as a forward, when you're a goaltender at Minot State University and netting a couple goals in the game that you play forward, and you know that you're doing something right, that was pretty special.
I would think so. Not many can do it.
Puck comes back away to the near side line. I get a chuckle out of that, thinking about my JV days for the Minot Magicians back in the early 2000s. We went to a tournament in Killarney, Manitoba. At the end of the JV season, we brought Lane Johnson with, who was an All-West Region goaltender, along with Marty Jackson. That tandem was unbelievable. Lane came with. They let him play forward in that tournament. Played one shift. He boarded a guy from behind and got the gate. He got beat up in Canada. That was the last we saw him playing forward for Minot High. Got a little chuckle. The player was okay, so you can laugh about it after the fact, but funny how those memories pop in your brain like that from time to time when you think about certain situations.
You're up in Canada. Good thing it wasn't a big brawl.
Oh, that story's got a lot more to it, my friend. That's for later down the road sometime.
It's a family program.
Yeah, we had some stories back in the early 2000s, no doubt about that.
Doesn't everybody have a story about Canada? Isn't that, I mean, there are neighbors, but it seems like every hockey guy has something to say about Canada. When they went up there, played, visited, watched a spectator. I mean, you know what I mean? Which is great. That's what makes the stories even better.
Speaking about from behind, there's a hit coming here. Devin Blada had the arm in the air immediately. His feet's going to end up in the box, and Minot's going to go to the Serve Pro power play. Now Minot's power play is clicking at 28%, one of the tops in the league right now. They've gone 17 for 61 on the advantage coming to this point in the season. And this is a big opportunity here for Minot United, who trails Bottineau 2-1 with 11:23 to play in the second. Thompson up top, sent it down low. Oh, backdoor, Richardson fired it on. Excellent stop from the netminder. Cheshire goes down and makes the save and keeps Bottineau in the driver's seat in this WDA matchup.
Real nice save. That's what you got to do, come out and challenge them.
Look at it on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Good puck movement here from Minot United. Richardson didn't get all of that one the way that he would like to, I think, Matt. Cheshire still had to make a difficult stop on the play. One-timer, Bradley sent it across. Cheshire makes a save again. Now Thompson up top with the puck. Sent over to Richardson. Fires, went through the goal mouth and wide. Comes back away now to Bradley. Now Thompson again. Comes back over to Richardson. Back over to Bradley. Fires it towards the net. Cheshire's down on the pillows and makes the save. All of a sudden, the shots have equaled themselves out just a bit. 10:52 left in the second. Shots are now 10-9. Bottineau leading that category. They're also up 2-1, courtesy of the power play goal from Glasner, his fourth of the year from Siemens and Barch here in the second. Luke Getzloff scored in the first. Nolan Knowles scored for Minot United to tie it at 1. That's where we ended the first period of play. Richardson moves it forward to his big brother. Cole's got it here. Cole Richardson will start the motor up to center. His pocket was picked, and now here come the Braves the other direction. But it's taken by Nick Christopher away here. Bottineau's really played with a chip on their shoulder here and a full tank of gas tonight, it seems, Matt. You got to give them a lot of credit. Obviously leading the #1 team in the WDA right now. They had a big win the other day against Mandan in overtime. Maybe a team that's catching their stride just a bit at the right time of the year. That one's going to go high into the bench of Minot High. John Grubb almost caught it. Souvenir will not find a fan. I think Grubb will probably throw that one back on the ice.
Cat-like reflexes.
Yes, without a doubt. There's a call on the play here. Who's this going to be on?
Easton Bradley. Not sure for what.
On sportsmanlike, I think, was the call.
Boy, that'll really give the coaches an instant headache.
Jason Bennett, Jordan Willert want to talk it over with the officials here. Coach Bennett shakes his head yes. Then Jesse Nostal, the Bottineau coach. The Bottineau coach wanting to talk it over with the officials as well. Now Devin Blada comes over to the referee circle right below us here as the two officials have a conversation continuing here. I think the question probably is, Matt, is the unsportsmanlike penalty resulting in a 2 and a 10 or just a 10-minute misconduct? Is that a reality? Is that what that would be?
Well, it could be. I don't know if there's a 10 is. You could. It might just be maybe a 10, maybe. I don't know if you need a 2 and a 10, but like depends on what he said. I didn't really think there was anything that was warranted or why you need to complain to the referee.
Yeah, that's what the conversation is here.
Like I always think, you take these high school guys or younger, usually a referee doesn't want to take any grief from somebody that's half their age or a lot younger.
Don't blame them.
No, right, exactly. You can go and visit with a referee and maybe say, hey, I didn't really agree with that call, but if you start to get personal and use some words that aren't too friendly, you're probably going to deserve to go in there. Yeah, this might be a 2 and a 10 if there's another guy's coming in.
It certainly is a 2 and a 10. Into the box goes Burkhart to serve the penalty. So that erases Minot's first Serve Pro power play of the game. And then there will be 13 seconds of Bottineau Serve Pro power play time coming up in minute 13, of Serve Pro power play time coming up in 47 seconds. So after 47 seconds of 4-on-4, then a minute 13 of.
Yep, we knew what you meant.
Serve Pro power play
testing
time.
us.
Does that math even add up? I'm not a math guy.
Not really, but we know what you meant.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. Puck comes away on the near side down to Richardson. Fires it up into the neutral ice territory. Comes back away down to Lemon. Lemon will wheel and deal at center. Drops it back to Richardson. Plenty of open ice here for the next 27 seconds. Puck goes high up into the national championship banner. 2012-2013 national title banner for the MSU Beavers. And puck's out of play, so we'll face it off back on the blocker side of Cheshire. Tonight's game brought to you by Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, be you. More than 96% of recent college grads are either employed or continuing their education. MSU grads get jobs, period. It's Minot State University, proud to bring you North Dakota high school athletics and support our mission of promoting local athletes here on the PSP network. Time ticks down here in the second with the puck into the zone. Lucas Getzlaf, rising slap shot from the line, came in there from Peyton Getzlaf. And it's going to be taken off the wall. Now it's Lucas Getzlaf back in with it. Center slot, fires, pad save. Comes back away now as the Braves are at full strength and on the Serve Pro power play. Out with it. Here's a drive. A twisted wrister came in from Gavin Barch and down to the pillows. Win Richardson, he'll make the save, and the Serve Pro power plays out for a minute 3 here for Bottineau-Rug.
Well, you're Minot. You got to kill this off. There's still plenty of time in the game, but you don't want to go down 2 against Bottineau. Is kind of playing with some confidence right now.
This doesn't look like the number 9 team in the WDA, does it?
Exactly.
I opened the show with that tonight, saying that record's deceiving. 7 of their losses were within a 1-goal margin. 2 more of their losses were just a 2-goal margin. Grafton Park River's the only team to put the wood to them. They beat them 9-1 recently. Playing well tonight on the road here at the Pepsi rink. In with the puck. Peyton Getzlaf up top. Siemens got it over near side. Tried to go back to Peyton Getzlaf. Siemens back at the point. Sent it over with a backhand. Now to Gavin Barch at the half wall. Taken by Freeman. Freeman delivers back over now to Barch. Yeah, that trip to Killarney, Manitoba back in the early 2000s JV for Minot. That was a different time back then, by the way.
Bet you guys had fun, though.
Yeah, there was different rules back then. It was like an SJHL tournament at that point. There was fights. There was all sorts of stuff on the ice surface at that thing. That was wild.
Did you stay with some of their players? That's how we did it. We went up there.
No, we stayed in a hotel.
Okay. Oh, boy.
Puck comes back away down to Thompson. Bounced out through the neutral ice zone and back on the retrieve in his own territory is Brossart. Still scrumming for it. Brossart at center, taken by Thompson and dumped it right back in. Oliver Thompson leading the Minot United with 25 points on the campaign. Hagenau tried to put it down to the corner. Comes back up top now here into the hands of Thorson. Firing on. Pad save again. It escapes the zone on the rush. This is Feet with it. He'll skate it into the Minot territory. Feet still scrumming for the puck out in front of the Minot goal. Came away to Thompson with a backhand. Hagenau sends it over near side. Nick Christopher Keep in mind, Bradley's still in the box on that 10-minute major call. Uh-oh. Then Christopher took a whack at the netminder, Cheshire. That draws the attention of Bottineau-Rugby. And this game continues to have some elements of making it a good one here tonight. 7:10 left here in the second period. Still 2-1. Bottineau-Rugby on top on the BNC Bank scoreboard. This would shake the landscape up tonight if Bottineau could hang on for a win here at the Pepsi Rink.
It would make things real interesting. I said you got a lot of game left, but Bottineau, they got nothing to lose.
Into the neutral ice zone they come down. Lucas Getzloff got it over to Payton. Underneath the goal line, working out of Gretzky's office here. But the scrum was on for it. Now it's Minot that's going to come away with it. They've got a 3-on-2 all of a sudden up into the neutral ice zone. Gross is into the zone with it. Onto the backhand. Stick checked on the play by Siemens. Up to center now for Lucas Getzloff. Out of the net to play it there is Richardson. Off to Cole Richardson. Near side to Michael L. To neutral now for Gross. He'll skate it down into the corner. Gross, he's tattooed, then roughed up even more after the play. Big hit coming there from Carson Coleman. Coleman's a big kid on the back end here for Bottineau-Rugby. You mentioned it at the break. They've got some major size, don't they? Here's Gross out front to drive. High riser missed. Another big hit down in the corner. Carson Coleman having himself a shift here.
Hitting anything in his way. Anything that comes near, he's hitting them.
Playing with some aggression tonight inside of the WDA at the Pepsi Rink at the Mesa. You got to love to see that, don't you?
Well, you do. I mean, you wouldn't have it any other way with Bottineau and Minot. That's what makes it fun. We always talk about these guys know each other, but when the game starts, they don't like Minot. We don't like them.
Puck comes back away now here to the Braves offensive zone. The shot came in. Big save, Richardson. Gavin Barch sent it in. Braves up top in the neutral ice zone. Jacob Kuntz sent it down underneath the net. 5:40 to tick down here in our second period. Still a 2-1 hockey game. Bottineau on top. Goals from Glasner and Lucas Getzloff. Nolan Knowles has the goal for Minot United in this hockey game. Holland with it. Comes right out in front. The shot was blocked on the play by Nolan Knowles. And now Knowles will start the motor out to center. He'll dump it down in behind Cheshire. And giving chase here for the Braves was Jacob Kuntz. Kuntz gets away from a man there. Frees it to the near side. Got it to Bryant Bull. Back up at center. Push back across. It was Thompson that tried to free it, but here come the Braves into the zone. Getzloff somehow makes his way through and fires on. Big pad save there from Richardson. Siemens back in his own territory. Offensive zone again for the Braves. Peyton Getzloff tried to make the move. Comes up to center ice now. It's shuffled off ahead here by Nick Christopher into the zone for Tate Hagenau. Thompson tried to feed it across. Getzloff interrupted. Taken here by Freeman. Casey Freeman dumped it in from center. This will be an icing that's brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. No other choice to seal your heating and air game than Northern Plains Heating and Air. And BSN, they create exclusive personalized solutions for North Dakota collegiate and high school programs. Fanwear, coaches apparel, you name it. BSN, the official swag provider of the PSP network. Here's a drive. That one was a whistler from Nick Christopher. Sent it over the blocker side top corner. Christopher gets it back, sends it out front. Hagenau shoots and scores.
Nice play by Minot.
This one's worth a look back on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Christopher got it down to the corner, off to Thompson, then to Hagenau. And Hagenau puts it into the back of the net. Christopher and Thompson will get assists on this goal. Tate Hagenau finished for his 4th of the year.
That's what you got to do, though. You get a chance, you got to bury him. Right now, it's not like Minot's having a ton of shots.
Richardson up to center. Throws into the offensive zone. Hauled up on the play. Comes to Richardson at the point. Tied at 2 here with 3:45 ticking down in the second. Voller sends it down into the corner. Morin giving chase back there. Morin freed it forward. Now it rolls out to center. Voller moves it free. Now across the zone it comes to Brady Gross. Gross one-on-one against Morin. Back behind the net. Gross powers his way through. Brings it up to the point. At the line. Sent in. Blocker save from Cheshire. Back underneath the net now. It's Siemens. It's going to move it free. Voller back up at the line. Tried to send it back in. So many years in the past. Oh, here's a drive from the line that came in. So many years in the past, Matt, Bottineau has had such a short bench. The numbers are there for the Braves this year. And they've got guys all the way through this lineup that seem to be able to skate pretty well. Makes quite a difference compared to some of those years in the past where it's been 2 lines and a third that has given it everything they've had. However, after line number 1, it's fallen off a cliff pretty deeply.
It seemed like it'd be a lot of times Minot Bottineau games where the third period comes and they just run out of gas. They're worn down. They've been trying to probably use a shorter bench, and you get in a tight game in the third period. You need to use all your guys so that they're not wiped out by the third period, because you get in the WDA and after it comes, it's going to be tough. You got to have, these guys need to be rested.
Back up at the far point. Holland with it here. Walks across. Fires. Save. Rebound. Hagenow frees it down underneath the bottom of the circle, but it's stripped away and fired around the wall there from Jacob Kuntz. Knocked out of the air. Now flipped up to the line. Held in at the point. Tate Thorson's got it here. He skates it down to the corner. Thorson being worked on heavily here. Got it back up to Slind at the line. Soon through traffic. Oh, it was tipped just wide. And then Holland works on it underneath the net, but it's the Braves that poke it free with Gavin Barch. Slind's going to have to come back to center to retrieve the forward playing back on the defensive end, filling in for Tate Thorson, the D-man who got stuck deep in the zone. Down to 1:40 to play here in the second. 2-2 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. It's a way to start the week here on a Tuesday night. This has been a good hockey game. No question about that. Holland. Now Lemon. Into the zone for Lemon. Sent it off the side of the goal. Out front, Thompson just couldn't wrangle that one in. One-time opportunity, just hopped over his tape. We're down to 1:07 to play here in the second. Lemon's into the zone with it. Now Lemon walks down, fires off the shoulder of Cheshire, and out to center it comes now on the rush here for Getzlaf. 54 seconds left of the period. Lemon pasted over there. Thompson freed. Down to Christopher. Freed with real estate. Now Peyton Getzlaf. Tried to go up to center ice there to Silas Hendricks. Down to 30 seconds to play in the second. Apologize about that score clock once again. Down to 25 seconds. Tip from the line. Voller fires it in. Out front, in front of the goal. Caden Danielson's got his second of the year. And a timely one. Minot takes the lead.
Well, we talk about good things happen. You put them on net. They don't always have to look pretty. You just need to throw in the general direction of the net and hope somebody gets their stick on it. Those are tough for goalies. They get redirected. Sometimes just the slightest deflection can be trouble.
Back the other direction into the catching mitt it goes there. Minot's netminder Richardson. Big stop as it was almost tied back up on the rush. After the Minot goal, right off of the ensuing faceoff, that's Gavin Barch looking for his 10th of the year. And Richardson made the save with the catching mitt, flashing the leather. Get ready to count them down, kids. We're at 17 seconds to play here in the second. Knowles frees it off to L. Takes a look at the clock. Count them down. 6 seconds. Now 5. Dished over there. Brady Gross off sides on the play. Danielson gets the tally for Minot United. Voller had the assist on the play. We are officially through 2 periods on the PSP Network. 3-2 the score on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Got ourselves a doozy tonight at the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. Brady Gross in on the assist on the goal for Danielson. Voller was the other one there. Danielson, second of the year, the go-ahead goal for Minot United. One at the end of 1, 3-2 at the end of 2. Minot's got the lead in the hockey game. Jerome's Collision Center intermission report comes up next here on the PSP Network.
Sometimes life gets messy and accidents happen. Some days, even your best intentions turn into unexpected disasters. Other days, a little guesswork leads to a lot of cleanup. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
Every football fan has their Sunday routine. Maybe it's setting your lineup, firing up the grill, or claiming your spot on the couch. But the center of every Sunday is the drive. The morning drive home before kickoff, the drive to your buddy's watch party. Wherever you're headed, we can take you there.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Breathe in.
I can't believe I wrecked my car.
There are some things in life we can't control. But what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clamine, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clamine, and McBride.
Hi, Carson.
What's up, guys?
What you doing?
Just helping out with the local food drive, looking for some more donations. What are you guys up to?
We're helping too. Look what we collected.
Well done, that's the spirit.
That says we're building character.
You guys are characters, all right.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Giving back to the community is one of the guiding principles at First Western Bank.
First Western, you can bank on us.
Two periods in the books, one to go here at the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. Jerome's Collision Center, second intermission report. Nick Holberg, Matt Morelli on the call tonight. Matty, this has been a pretty good hockey game. If you're Bottineau-Rug right now, I think you'd have to be pretty much tickled pink in a one-goal tilt against the number one team in the WDA tonight. Their game plan seemed to be working pretty well here.
I think you're right there. I mean, you're Bottineau. It's just a matter of a couple plays, and just, you know, it could be 3-2 Bottineau. It's like you hate to give up one at the end of the period. And we talk about it. You know, sometimes you got to be ready. I mean, you got to play hard through the whole period. It's like beginning and end are so important. But not that the other minutes aren't important, but it's like when you're winding down the end of a period, that's when you really tighten up defensively. You don't want to give up a cheap one. It was just kind of a shot from the point by Minot, and it kind of found its way in the back of the net. And your Bottineau, you're right there. You know, your shots are pretty even. Bottineau's had as good a chances as Minot has. It's just like you gotta, like you said, there's so many times in games where players, they're just like, God, you're upset because you're not scoring, but you know, you don't get a lot of chances anyway. I mean, certain guys just don't get that many scoring chances. So when you get one, and a good one in the slot, you got to bury it. You just got to bear down, and it's just like we talk about guys that get more minutes. There's certain players that just, that's the way it is. Some people don't like to hear that. Well, tough luck. I don't know what to tell you. There's just certain guys that are going to see more ice time. You're the way you guys, they have experience. They've got, their hockey IQ is better than certain people, and we're not picking on anybody. We're not getting personal with certain players, but you're a coach and you're in these West Region games. Yeah, the games are tight. This is probably a little too close for comfort if you're Minot, because these points are huge, and if you're Bottineau, there's not really a lot of pressure on Bottineau when you're at the bottom of the standings, other than let's find our game, let's improve so that we've got these 4, 5, 6 games between now and West Region tournament. Like you always say, you get in that West Region tournament, you can't just show up and think you're going to be in it's like, yeah, hey, we're going to the state tournament. It just doesn't work like that. I mean, you lose that first game, and then you've kind of come up through the bottom. You've got to win 2 straight to get there. So it's, anything is possible in these games. You take the night off, you're going to get beat, and you know all that, because like in any sport, we talk about consistency. You don't have to always be on the score sheet. You're a player. But just, can you do the little things right? Can you make plays? Can you block shots? Can you chip it out of the wall when there's pressure? Like you're saying about taking a big hit. Somebody took a big hit for Minot. Play went down. We scored on Bottineau. That's what you have to do. This little thing. We always say it's never the big things that really are what people remember, but what about all those little things that, can you do them right for 51 minutes? Because it's going to come down to a lot of these games where it doesn't matter what happens during the season, but you get in that West Region tournament, and you better be ready.
1,000%. Let's look at these highlights that you speak of here. They're brought to you by DriveRyan.com. There's that hit you're talking about. It was Slind that took the hit and freed it off to Schmeichel, and then Knowles put it into the back of the net. That made it 1-1. That's because Lucas Getzloff scored first in this hockey game. Hang on just 1 second. There we go. Update from that Minot High basketball game with Manda. Minot High is up big, 48-18 at the half, by the way. There you saw a goal from Glasner on the power play. Siemens had the assist, so did Barch. But Minot's got back-to-back goals here in this highlight package. First to stop Cheshire on the Minot power play. United will get a goal from Hagenau, his 4th of the year coming up here. This might be the move of the game right there, as Hagenau got it out front from Christopher and Thompson. And Danielson is going to tip one in coming up in just a moment. Gross will set it up. Voller gets it at the point up here and fires it towards the net, tipped through the 5-hole. And it ends up being a 3-2 hockey game at the end of 2 periods played. Shots on goal, 16-15. Minot's got the advantage now in the contest. 16 shots, 13 saves for Cheshire. 15 shots on goal, 13 saves for Luke Richardson. 3-2 hockey game at the end of 2 periods played. Second period was a doozy. Third should be just as good. It comes up next here on the PSP Network.
Reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
Sometimes life gets messy, and accidents happen. Some days, even your best intentions turn into unexpected disasters. Other days, a little guesswork leads to a lot of cleanup. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
Banking is some of the most important things in your life, and banking at the right bank is very important. We're really proud of our bank because we have great people, and our people are what make our bank go. We always want to treat our customers right and do the best job we can for them, and try to do things to help make our communities better.
It's time for this week's PSP Network Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation, Ryan Family Dealerships, and Minot State University. Congratulations to this week's nominees on Big Time Games. The votes are in, and this week's Player Performance of the Week belongs to... Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. And watch for next week's Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation, Ryan Family Dealerships, and Minot State University. PSP Network, it's game day.
The Aggie Foundation is a 501c3. Our mission is to really help out the communities that allow us in for charitable gaming.
We are so thankful for Aggie Foundation for giving us the $2,500.
I can't thank the Aggie Foundation enough for what they've done.
Aggie Foundation has been just a great partner for our community.
Some of these programs wouldn't be able to continue on without funding from programs like this.
We're always looking for
Time for our third period of play here on the PSP Network. Minot United up 3-2 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Nick Holberg, Matt Morelli on the call here from the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena on a brisk Tuesday night. You were just saying off air, Matt, we better buckle up for the weekend. It's supposed to get kind of chilly, hey?
Just a little bit, I think. It's time to turn the heat up a hair. Maybe you might. It's gonna. You knew it was coming. You can't have 30s and 30 degree, 30, 40 degree weather in January, and it's not gonna stick like that for the rest of the winter.
I would have to.
We're paying the price now.
I would have to agree that we've been pretty fortunate up to this point. It's kind of cold in here tonight. It feels like.
Yeah, a little bit. It's good though for the ice to speed it up a little bit.
Well, here we go. Time for the third period. Again, we do know that we have a scoring issue on the screen. The time is the issue tonight on that score clock. We'll work hard on getting that fixed for you, doing the best we can with it. 3-2 is the score. But there's 16:50 to play in the third because we're underway for the final frame. Minot's in white. Bottineau is in purple and orange here tonight. Puck comes up to center ice, and it's going to be dumped down back behind Richardson. Easton Bradley spending 12 minutes in the penalty box. Still in there right now, serving that 10-minute misconduct penalty. He's a key player for Minot on that top unit. Here comes Bottineau into the offensive zone. Oh, they've got a man streaking towards the net, and Cole Richardson just saved the day there on that play. Collision into the end wall results in Minot with real estate up to center. Taken here by the Braves in the neutral ice zone. However, as Grady Glasner had it. Now Seaman sends it across to the near side wing, back to Glasner. United right back in with Christopher. Minot off for a change. They need to wait to touch on the puck. They both got caught with too many men. And it's Richardson that sweeps it around to the near side up to center ice, where it comes down to Knowles. He'll skate in with it. Nolan Knowles turns and fires, sent it wide of the cage. Comes back up at neutral ice. Forward, Knowles had it for just a moment. Now with the backhand, it's swept on out of the zone. All the way back into Minot territory, where it's picked up here by Tate Thorson. Dumped down. This will be an icing, and that icing is brought to you by our friends at Farstad Oil. Contact Farstad Oil today to find out how their sales team can help you achieve your wholesale fuel, mobile lubricants, and DEF needs. Proudly serving North Dakota, Montana, Western Minnesota, all the way back since 1938, I'm sorry. Quite a difference between 83 and 38. Committed to outstanding customer service and reliability. It's Farstead Oil. Cheshire goes down, then he's iced on the play by Danielson. Put the skates towards the goaltender's mask. Thought that would have drawn a bigger crowd, possibly.
You can do it in high school, but you do it at any level above, you're probably going to be met with some guys.
Goaltenders don't like that very much. Get the ice shower right on the eyes.
Can't blame them.
Danielson off the drive, fired it forward. Stop is made. Up top, Holland got it over to his partner. Thorson sends it in, catching mid-stop there from Cheshire. Minot's all of a sudden got a 19-15 shot advantage here, Matt. And a 3-2 lead on the BNC Bank scoreboard. This is where you talk about Minot's depth coming in big in these matchups.
For sure, we gotta wear them down. Like I said, get the pucks down deep, chip them down deep, go get your forecheck and work their defensemen. A lot of those Bottineau defensemen are playing they're seeing a lot of minutes. They're out there every other shift. You got to wear them down.
Back in behind the net now. The puck's going to come away to the near side wing. Going to work on it here. Siemens from the line, sent in from Richardson. And Cole Richardson sends it towards the net. Cheshire made the stop.
You talk about the serving time in the box. That only bad thing is when a player gets a misconduct in high school, 2 and a 10, it's like 2/3 of a period. The periods are only 17 minutes long, so you hate to see that because you're missing a lot of ice time.
Bradley's out of the box now, however. Yeah, short period, certainly. It eats a lot of gameplay time.
A little bit.
Up to center it comes now. Brady Gross is into the zone with it. Turns and fires a hard wrist shot. Missed the net high and wide. Over in the far corner. Gross has it again here. Sent out front. Oh, Danielson. Fanned out. It came up now to Richardson. Tattooed it towards the net. But Casey Freeman had the shin pad in the way. Puck's going to be taken up at center. Delayed call coming here on Bottineau-Rug. Tripping's the call. Brian Bowles going to the sin bin. And Minot United goes back to the Serve Pro power play. 0 for 1 on the advantage. It was a shortened power play back in the second. Only the third power play of tonight's hockey game in total. It's been played pretty clean on both sides here. And this power play, the Cooks at 28%, matches up with Bottineau's penalty kill that sits at 73%. Big chance here for Minot United to get some breathing room in this hockey game. Bradley backdoor, they do it immediately as Christopher from Bradley tucked it home.
That didn't take long, but you move the puck around quick and Bottineau didn't really even have a chance to get set up. Their penalty kill is, like we talk about it, just staying out of the penalty box, being disciplined. You got to know Minot's power play is been pretty solid the last few years. You don't want to make it hard on them, but don't get penalties and give them those opportunities. You're just asking for trouble.
Serve Pro power play goal for Minot United. Nick Christopher picking up goal number 10 on his campaign. Look at a 10-goal season. That's not a bad run by any means. Let's listen into Duffy Novak on the official call. Richardson was the one that sent the puck over from the far side wall. Power play tally for Minot United. They exchanged power play goals in this game, and all of a sudden, Minot's got a 4-2 lead. Nolan Knowles on front. From the line, streaking in there, holding it, Theodore Manuel. Collision on the far wall at the half boards. Puck is freed now. Feet's going to send it down to the other end of the ice surface. And icing on the play is brought to you by our friends at Minot State. The best way to predict your future is to create it. More than 96% of recent MSU grads are currently employed or continuing their education. UPS store located on South Broadway brings you the game tonight along with Planet Pizza. And Northern Plains heating and air. Puck's underneath the net now as Thompson's got it here. Sent back, up into the seat. Souvenir finds a fan with 12:56 to play in this third period of play. Minot's up by a pair. Off the drop, puck sent around on the near side wall. Rolls all the way down just to the glove side of Richardson. He keeps the play alive. Taken down here by Getzlaf, however. Make that Freeman rather. 7-17. Now up to center ice it comes. This puck's going to come in on Cheshire. Sends it high up off the glass. Nice play there from the netminder to clear the zone. Minot's got a touch up on sides. Siemens fires it out to center. Down it comes. Hopped over the tape of Luke Getzlaf up at center. And with 12:23 to play here in the third, the faceoff comes back into Bottineau's end. 4-2 the score on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Next up for Minot United, they go to Dickinson on Friday. We'll have it for you on the PSP network. Then they go to Jamestown on the 27th. On the 29th, they're home against Century. And then to end the year, they go to Mandan, and then they're at home against Bismarck for senior night in the final game of the year. On the other side for Bottineau-Rug, Matt, they've got Hazen-Beulah at home, Legacy at home, Dickinson at home. They go to Williston, and they end the year with back-to-back games against Mandan and Jamestown on their home ice surface. And we talked about it earlier on tonight. The Lumberdome is probably the most difficult place to play inside of the West region. I would have to think it's in that conversation just with some of the tricky bounces and the quick ice up there. There's a home ice advantage. Bottineau might be on a heater heading into the WDA tournament.
Well, I said they've got a lot of good home games. You want to win. If they can win the bulk of those games, they'll move up in the standings.
Standings inside of the WDA coming into tonight's contest look like this. Minot number 1 inside the league. Bottineau at number 9. But we talked about Bottineau being a team that has been in every game they've played inside the conference this year. Just a 1-goal margin and a handful of those losses. Here's a drive on goal. Richardson made the save. And then Devin Blada had a quick whistle on the play. See Blada look up to the rafters and apologize for that. Humans make mistakes.
Yep, inverting whistle. That's exactly it. That happens. Lose sight of the puck sometimes.
Blada does a pretty nice job on the reffing of North Dakota hockey at all levels. Great guy too, by the way. Those refs take a beating. Big thanks to all those officials for doing what they do. Puck's out to center, rolls back into the neutral ice territory where it's picked up by Kuntz and sent right back in. On the near wall. Half boards, Minot defensive zone. Play continues on here where Danielson's going to take it. He flips it up into the neutral territory. Now Brady Gross on the rush down into offensive land. From behind the goal line, Speet's got a handle on it. Speet's going to move it ahead forward. And it comes back away now here to Minot United, who carries in here with Gross. He'll fire towards the net. Pad save. Danielson, who's got a goal in the game, worked it up top. Puck's turned over, trying to get a reach on it. Streaking was Getzlaf, but it was unable to connect off the tape of Cooper Beckham. Now Getzlaf's in with it. Hits the brakes here, brings it up top. Walking down, a drive came in. Siemens sent it towards the net, blocked away defensively there by Lemon. Danielson trying to push out, he does. Here's a rush, the other direction. Christopher with the puck. Fancy move. Christopher came across the center slot. Then Christopher was pounded there. Comes back up at the line. Taken by Lemon. Back away. Thompson out front. Fires waffle board. Stop from the netminder. Another drive on goal. That time it sailed wide from Richardson. Out of the zone it came. Minot regroups at center. Lemon turns the Jets on into the zone now. Hagenau crashing towards the net. Stop was made from Cheshire. Here come the Braves back to center. Minot's turned it on here, Matt, in the third period. They've got possession. Bradley with it. Bradley sends it back up. Christopher towards the net. Blocker save again. We're down to 9:23 to play here in this third period. Minot still up 4-2. Held it at the line by Thorson. Thompson on the near wall. Out front. Fed there, nobody home. Thompson had his stick knocked out of his hands. And Minot goes back to the Serve Pro power play. Thompson continuing to have a conversation here with the big man Carson Coleman. And Carson Coleman's going to sit in the box on a 2-minute interference call. And the Serve Pro power play comes back to the ice surface. I like this Coleman kid. I like guys like that play with a bit of an edge. That time he got caught, however. And he ends up in the box. And Minot's power play comes back to the ice. Fired down. Richardson played it to the side of the goal. Under 9 to play in regulation. Serve Pro power play out. Holland tried to feed it out front to Michael L. L's got it in the corner. Going to work here now. L brings it back up to the line. Lemon hounded up top heavily here by Barch. Comes back away now to Holland. Holland's going to weave his way around. Comes back over here to the near side. Knowles had the one-timer. It was blocked down in front on the play from Brossard. Now Jace Lemon with the puck. Center slot. Swept out of the zone. Nice play there defensively. Lucas Getzloff. Knowles tried to dish back door. Off to Holland. Holland tried to feed it out front. Hit the skates there of the D-man Kuntz. Comes back away now to L. Top of the circle. Brings it to the point. Richardson. Serve Pro power play still willing for 50 seconds. A drive on goal. Cheshire goes down and hangs on to it. Seems like when Minot wants to turn it on, they can. They've done that a few times here tonight. Granted, they are on the Serve Pro power play.
They're pouring a lot of shots on them, but like I said, it's like you've got to, the Bottineau, you got to stay out of the box because they've been, that just wears everybody out when you've got to kill penalties back to back.
Bradley's got a rocket from there. Didn't get all of that shot. It's going to be taken, knocked out of the zone, sent out of there by Bristol. Short-handed, Getzloff's in with it. Peyton Getzloff. Oh, he sent it through the blue paint and wide. Now Nick Christopher at center. Christopher got bit by the blue line. Now Peyton Getzloff's on the rush again, but Richardson took it from him. Richardson has Getzloff still hounding him. Richardson walking a tightrope there, got it off ahead into the zone. They come. Bradley's got it. Bradley tried to feed it to Christopher. Instead goes up to Thompson at the point, and now Thompson's got it here. Thompson weaving, tried to go back door, did. Christopher sent it in. Big pad save from Cheshire. Braves go back to full strength. Thompson's got it. On angle, fired it out front. Nice play from Richardson, keeping that puck on sides. Out front, Bradley, top shelf, he shoots and scores. Thompson fed Bradley at the end of the Serve Pro power play. Bradley goes to the cookie jar, and Minot goes to a 5-2 lead. Another look at this one on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. 10th of the year for Bradley.
That's just so you have so much time in front. You know, it's tough for the goalie. You leave a guy out front 10, 12 feet out front. They're going to, most of the time, they're going to score.
It's 5-2 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. On front, the drive wired forward. Let's listen to Duffy Dobeck from Duffy's Hockey and Sports. Pad save Richardson. Bradley from Thompson. And Minot's up 5-2 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. 5:50 to play here in regulation. Minot's up by a score of 5-2 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Join us for the Planning Team Financial Shots Crossroads postgame show coming up after tonight's game. We'll have our MVP of the game. Brought to you by Sport Clips and the move of the game. Brought to you by Magic City Home Leisure. The full recap of this one with the highlights and the breakdown. Voller from the line, loose out in front, still loose in front of the net. They scrum for it, and the puck comes back away to the near corner. Still pressuring is Minot United. Well, Minot's kicked it in overdrive here in the third period, Matt. Up 5-2. Down to 5 on the dot to play in the third. The way it started tonight looked like there might have been an upset in WDA play. Credit Minot for putting the hammer down on this one. Getzlaf saying there's still time left in this hockey game as he takes it down underneath the net. Freeman and the Getzlafs on the ice surface. Broken stick on the play. Colton Getzlaf's got it. Back up top. Here's a drive. Fired in. Make that Peyton Getzlaf. I'm sorry. Fired it in. With a catching mid of Richardson, and the stop is made. That happens when there's studs in Bottineau by the last name Getzlaf.
There's quite a few of them, I think.
Speaking of studs in Bottineau, Harrison Aid, Eric Herbel, two of the Mr. Hockeys coming from the Lumber Dome and up in Bottineau. Eric Herbel about went viral on the socials the other day. The rain shower that came through Bottineau flooded Main Street. He had the hockey skates on. Racing away, he skated right down Broadway, right to business front, Lakeshore Lawns, and Eric Herbel, he's a great guy. And boy, was he a stud hockey player. Back the other direction. Lucas Getzlaf in towards the net. Looking for his second of the game. Richardson made the stop. Herbel came to the Bismarck Bobcats at the start of my career where I was calling games for the Cats back then. He was a stud in junior hockey as well. Part of the MSU Beavers. Title run for Minot State, part of that program. Handled here by United with 4:17 to play in regulation. Puck comes back away now on the near side wall. Offensive zone for United. They push up to center. Michael L. tried to poke it into offensive territory. He did. He's got some help from Hagenau now. Oh, Michael L. went for a ride back behind the goal. They've let him play here tonight. Gotta like to see that from Devin Blada and company in this hockey game. I wouldn't say prison rules. It hasn't been quite that rowdy here tonight, but there has been some physicality, and they've let him go here tonight. Job well done from the stripes of this hockey game. We talked about it earlier on here tonight. I don't think Bottineau's a team you're going to want to see at the WDA tournament, man. They could shock some people come tournament time. That's right around the corner. We're a month away from the WDA tournament.
It's going to come up quick.
Minot Legacy, the two favorites. Jamestown beat Legacy after Legacy beat Minot last week. Minot, Jamestown, Legacy, the three teams at the top of the ladder, but the West is wild again this year. Shot out front. Here's Bradley. He's got his second goal of the game as he takes it to the top shelf. Another look at this one on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Playing guilty possibly tonight as Bradley, after serving the 10-minute penalty in the second period of play, he's got back-to-back goals for Minot United. Eddie had an assist on the power play for Nick Christopher, that power play goal. 3-point night here for Bradley.
He had some rest, put it that way.
He had some rest. And Minot's got a 6-2 lead. Bradley emerging as one of the top talents inside the conference right now. Coming in to tonight, he had 21 points coming in. He'll leave with at least 24. Shot on goal. Richardson makes the stop. Swept on out of there. Christopher and Voller are in on the assists. Puck's taken off the glass and fired down to 2 minutes, 11 seconds to play in regulation. Shots Crossroads, home to the famous banana cream pie. They bring you the post game here tonight, along with Planning Team Financial Advisors. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team can help you every step of the way. We've got to pick an MVP here tonight, Matt. That might not be an easy task. A lot of good play here tonight. Both sides of the ice surface. Drive from up top. Stop is made. Cheshire goes down and makes the save with under 2 minutes to play. In regulation, 6-2 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Minot United on top. 42 state tournament appearances for Minot United. That's the most in the WDA, one of the tops in the state. Looking to repeat as WDA tournament champions. They won their first region title since 2006, last year on this ice surface. WDA tournament taking place at the VFW Sports Center in Bismarck here this year. Minot's into the zone. Cheshire makes the stop. Puck comes back up to the line where it's taken by Lemon. He'll send it back underneath the net. Now Slind with the puck. Working from back in behind the net. 80 seconds left in the hockey game. Minot's going to improve to a record of 14-3 overall on the year. They're going to move to 11-1 inside the conference. Bottineau's going to drop to 1-10 in the WDA. 2-12-1 overall on the season. Final minute now. Noel sends it in. Chipped up off the glass. Comes out into the neutral ice territory. Forward it comes now for Bryant Bowl. Sends it down underneath the net. Puck comes back away down to Hagenau, and he moves it over the far side to L. And Michael L carries in. Minot wants one more for good measure with a half a minute to play in regulation. Here comes Hagenau into the zone. Tate Hagenau sent in out front. Nobody there. Pushed back down into the corner. Hagenau still scrubbing for it. Here comes Bottineau. Cut him down, kids. 10 seconds left in the hockey game. Getzloff down to the corner. Trying to feed it out front. He did. Final 2 seconds, now 1. And Minot puts a bow on this one. 6-2 the final. We'll have the full highlights and recap of the hockey game. That all happens next in the Planning Team Financial and Shots Crossroads postgame show. United victorious over Bottineau-Rug. 6-2 is the final here at the Pepsi Ring. On the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
At Ryan Buick GMC, we treat every day like game day.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen, on 2. Ready?
We know how to get you in the right vehicle.
Blue Canyons, and hut, hut.
From the test drive to the handoff, we make every step easy. This season, start your drive at Ryan Buick GMC.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it. We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
At Planning Team Financial Advisors, we help individuals create their personalized strategies. We specialize in financial planning, retirement planning, insurance, and 401k distribution options. Don't leave your future to chance. Call Planning Team Financial Advisors today for a free retirement review. Planning Team Financial Advisors, your plan, your future, your team.
We opened the show tonight saying we weren't exactly sure what to expect. Minot was the favorite in this hockey game, but Bottineau probably had it in him for an upset tonight. 6-2 maybe wasn't a clear indicator of how close this hockey game really was. Minot buried on their chances when it was all said and done. 6-2 is the final. Welcome in to the Planning Team Financial Shots Crossroads postgame show. Planning Team Financial, whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team can help you every step of the way. And Shots Crossroads, they're known for the famous number 99. In my world, they're known for the banana cream pie. That stuff is delicious at Shots Crossroads. Team buses are always welcome before or after the game. You can order online as well and pick it up at Shots Crossroads. They bring you the postgame tonight. Again, Nick Holberg, Matt Morelli here on the call. 6-2 the final score this evening, Matt. That was a pretty good hockey game when it was all said and done.
Yeah, I think, like you said, it was closer than what the score was. I mean, Minot had a couple easy tap-ins for goals, but, I mean, Bottineau battled hard. It's tough to come in here and, you know, doesn't matter where you're in the standings, you still got to play well, and you have to, Minot might have started a little slow, and sometimes they just, you know, maybe they're feeling a little bit of the hangover from the legacy game. But either way, you got to still show up and play and get these points that are there for the taking. You want to keep rolling and get in good habits so that when these tough stretches, these weeks where you have 2-3 games, and then you roll into that West Region tourney, you have to be sharp, playing well, and making the right decisions, right plays every time.
Minot improves to a record of 14-3. Overall, 12-10-1 in the conference. Bottineau-Rug drops to 2-11-1, 1-9 inside of the conference. I had those numbers different on my sheet. One from the WDA website. This is from ndhighschoolhockey.com or highschoolhockeynd.com. Nevertheless, Minot's the one team inside of the West Region. Bottineau, the number 9 spot right now, and number 9 inside the conference can give number 1 that big of a run. You know that things are shaping up to be pretty interesting down the stretch. Time for our Game Rewind, brought to you by DriveRyan.com. Browse our massive inventory online at Ryan Family Dealerships and DriveRyan.com. How about this doozy to start off the scoring tonight? That was Luke Getzlaff from Siemens and Freeman. Minot gets a goal here. Slynn sends up Schmeichel, who sends up Nolan Knowles. Puts it in the net, and that's how we had the first 1-1 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Shots were 6-4 favoring Bottineau in the opening period. Bottineau's on the power play. They get the next one to go ahead 2-1, and this is Glasner's 4th of the year. Siemens and Barch add the assists on the goal. Minot then evens the score. Tate Hagenau's 4th of the year, assisted by Christopher and Oliver Thompson. First a goaltender save from Cheshire. I thought he played well here tonight. Did give up 6, but he ended up seeing 36 shots in total when it was all said and done. Here's the Christopher goal that is sent up here to Tate Hagenau. That was a pretty one. That one might make Daly's Dimes tomorrow on the PSP Network primetime show. Minot gets another one. Danielson, 2nd of the year from Voller and Gross. The puck comes up to the line here for Voller. It's going to be tipped by Danielson out in front. It's not an easy play to make. Finesse with the hands, and Danielson puts it into the net. Minot leads at that point. They get a power play goal coming in the 3rd period as well. But first, some highlights from Richardson, the netminder, on the other end of the ice surface there in the 2nd. Here we are in the 3rd, picking up the highlights. Minot's got the 3-2 lead, and they add to it coming here as Bradley sends it to the back door. Richardson to Bradley to Christopher on the Serpro power play. And Minot's power play strikes. Even strength goal coming from Thompson and Bradley on this play right here. Out front, Bradley picks the top corner. That was a doozy as well. Bradley's 10th of the year. He's not done. He gets the nightcap as well. His 11th of the season. Christopher and Voller have the assist on the play. As you see Bradley go to the same spot, right where Grandma keeps the cookies. Minot wins 6-2 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Minot's power play tonight went 1 for 3. Bottineau's power play went 1 for 2. Final shots in the game were 36-24 favoring Minot United. 30 saves tonight for Cheshire, 22 saves for Luke Richardson. Move of the game tonight brought to you by our friends at DriveRyan.com. Browse their massive inventory online at DriveRyan.com. How about this for a move of the game here tonight? This was 3-on-2 drill into the zone, and Bottineau's got the first one of the game. There's your move of the game, brought to you by Magic City Home Leisure. Browse their massive inventory in the showroom at Magic City Home Leisure. Walk in and check out one of the saunas, maybe the spa, maybe the billiard table, ping pong table. They've got all sorts of great stuff in there. It's Magic City Home Leisure, located next to the Marketplace Foods Plaza on South Broadway. Rest of the week this week. Prime time tomorrow night, brought to you by Magic City Home Leisure, spas, etc. And AE Construction Management starts at 7:30 from the PSP studio. Thursday, Bottineau and DLB in girls basketball. Jamestown and Minot in girls and boys wrestling. Friday night's a big one. Century and Bismarck, circle that one. That's number 1 against number 2 in the state for boys basketball. The girls play as well. That's a marquee matchup in girls also. Minot High's at Legacy. That's big time WDA doubleheader action. Williston's at Minot North. That should be competitive as well. Minot's at Dickinson and boys hockey. Brock Wider's got the call of that one for you on PSP. And then R.A. Demers plays Velva on Friday night as well. No events scheduled for Saturday. We're going to be hibernating because Matt said that it's supposed to be pretty darn chilly. Final order of business tonight, our MVP of the game brought to you by Sport Clips, home to the MVP haircut experience. I've got the app. I sign in online. It's quick. It's convenient. Sport Clips brings you tonight's MVP. Bradley's got to be in this conversation, I think, tonight with a pair of goals and an assist in the hockey game. Nolan Knowles had a good game tonight. Hagenau had a goal. Danielson had a goal. I thought Nick Christopher was maybe standing out a bit in this contest as well tonight, Matt. Christopher ends up with 1 goal and 2 assists in the hockey game. Any argument on Nick Christopher getting that nod tonight?
No, I think he like I said, it's great. You see that experience. You get a senior that's going to see a lot of ice time. You need those guys to step up, make plays. They'll be around the puck. They're around the net. That's where the action is. You gotta count on those guys for production. And as these games get closer and closer to the end, all these guys have to step it up. It can't just be we talk about the depth. You got to roll everybody because you get in those tight games. You can't just use 2 lines, 3 lines. They just get too tired. You talk special teams and killing penalties. You have to get other guys involved. They're on the bench. They're rested. They want to get out there, and that makes it's good for everybody. Having a good bench is that's what's gonna. If you're gonna make a run, you need guys up and down the lineup.
Congratulations, Nick Christopher, tonight's MVP, brought to you by Sport Clips. Matt, your closing thoughts tonight. Anything else from the Pepsi rink here this evening? That was a fun game overall.
It was good, but like I said, Bottineau came out. They've got some home games coming up. Bottineau's gonna be give some people some fits at these last games here they got remaining on the schedule. They play hard. They don't give up. They just got to work on a few things in their own end, and they're just, you don't have to be fancy. You just got to make the right plays. Sometimes they don't have to always be tic-tac-toe on your stick every time, but just clearing the zone, making the smart plays in the neutral zone. You just have to. It's like a lot of teams. You got to cut down on your turnovers if you're gonna be successful, because the good teams, you turn it over and they just find ways to hurt you with goals, and that's what your defensive zone is so important. You talk about where you need to be. It's sometimes, you coaches, you have to work on you just take practices and you just say, we're going to work on the play in our own end, because when you're under pressure, got to know where to be. Who do you pick up? Who do you take? What do you do? Who do you pick up on a face-off? A lot of fans don't always understand that kind of stuff, but if you're going to beat the good teams out east, you have to do those. You have to do those things right every game.
The little things that go a long way. Kind of like a piece of banana cream pie would go a long way with me right now. Should we head over to shots? I think we should, partner. It's on me. Job well done tonight.
Okay.
Big thanks to Chad Olson, as always. Nice job, Chad. Tonight we appreciate you. Big thanks to all those sponsors. Frankly, without that, we just wouldn't be here. And the biggest thanks of all goes out to the military men and women. God bless our servicemen and women. God bless our veterans. God bless America. Thanks for doing what you do and what you have done. Thank you, fans, for watching tonight. It was a fun one at the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. Minot United takes care of Bottineau-Rug 6-2. The final score in WDA play. That does it for tonight, but we're on the air again tomorrow for prime time. Hope you join us from the PSP studios at 7:30 at www.psp.network. For Chad Olson and my broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Morelli, Nick Colberg signing off from here at the Pepsi rink. Minot gets the win tonight in WDA boys hockey. It was a fun one. Thanks for joining us. Please have a good night, and God bless.
Like to turn this into this. With Shots Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shots Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shots Crossroads.